shirt just looks like a potato sack. Why did I buy this? Welcome to No Filter, everyone. So preseason football has started, which means that we are in fantasy season. It's time. A lot of people are putting thought into who they're going to draft for their fantasy team. But more important than that, you should be putting time into thinking about who you're going to invite to your fantasy league. You can't just invite anyone because a lot of people suck. The rankings, bitch. This is the guy who shows up to your draft with like 3 magazines and 2 separate types of tablets, and each one has like 4 apps on it, and then every time it's his turn to pick, he just checks and he cross-references his sources. Even when we're like picking his kicker, it takes him like an hour, and when his sources all conflict, he doesn't know what to do, and he panics, and he like texts other people to tell him who he should pick. He's the guy that reads Consumer Reports when he's trying to pick out what toothpaste to buy. The ADD guy. This is the guy who, in the 3rd round of your draft, is like, hey, can we turn on the TV? And like he lets somebody else pick his number 2 running back because he was stuck on a level of Candy Crush and couldn't be bothered to look up from his phone. Wait, is the pizza here? Do you need me to call the pizza guy? I can get the pizza. Can we just pause the draft? I'm gonna get the pizza. This also happens to be the same guy who, by like week 3 of the season, is just bored with fantasy football and doesn't touch his lineup for the rest of the season. The loudmouth. I get it. Shit-talking is part of the game, but this guy, Tom Brady, what are you, gay, bro? This guy doesn't get it. Nick Novak, my kicker, is like so much better at kicking than him. He has a sarcastic quip about every single pick that every single person makes. Drew Brees. You get it? Because he does NyQuil commercials. And he's also the only guy in the history of ever who uses the Talk Smack button on the Yahoo app. Have you ever used the Talk Smack button? The IOU. There is no way in hell this guy is paying his dues on time. This is the guy who still owes you money from that Vegas trip you took in college, and you're 50. He's the guy that makes you feel bad when you ask him for the money that he borrowed from you forever ago. By the way, I paid my dues so late for fantasy last year. The fantasy whore. This guy is in like 75 fantasy leagues. He makes you change your draft to a random Tuesday at 2 p.m. because that's literally the only time he isn't in another draft. Just think of it like a woman. You wouldn't date a guy who is dating everybody else. Your league should be something special. The super fan. This guy is a lifelong, die-hard Patriots fan. You know this because he tells you every single day. And he shows up to your draft wearing a Gino Cappelletti jersey. And then when it's time to draft, oh, guess what? He takes Tom Brady and the Patriots receivers and the Patriots running backs, which is when you know he's got a problem. Sweet fantasy, bro. A good way to spot this guy, when you're out to dinner or for drinks with a bunch of your guy friends and you're all like fantasizing what you would do to your hot waitress, he's the guy who's like, I would kiss her on her mouth. The if man. If this were a PPR league, if this was 2 years ago, if AP had stayed healthy, we get it, dude. If any of those things had happened, your team would have won. But they didn't. Like, if my dad had a vagina, he'd be my mom. So there you have it, folks. The list of people not to invite to your fantasy league. You may not have the first pick of your draft, but you have every pick when it comes to who's going to comprise your league. Use them wisely. If there's anybody we missed that you hate at your draft or in your league, tweet them at me with the hashtag #ThisGuySucks. And if you disagree with any of these and think like that guy doesn't exist, I hate to break it to you, it's probably you. It's you. So be better. Bye.